Hello everyone, this is Padmanabh Reddy and welcome to Lit Critique. In our previous videos, we looked at Chaucer's description of all these characters in the entourage, starting from a knight, then we meet the squire, then we meet a yeoman, and we come across the religious characters of the friar, the monk, the nun prioress, and then we come to characters like the franklin, who's a landowner, and then we come across also these good religious characters like the parson, then we come across characters like also this ploughman, who is one of the lowest persons in the class hierarchy that England is in Chaucer's time. And at the very end, Chaucer gives us two nastiest characters that he describes in the whole prologue, and these two characters are the religious characters of the summoner and pardoner. And these two characters are, just trust me, these are the most nastiest and the worst characters that Chaucer just mentions us, that these guys, they travel together, these are really good friends, and these guys obviously they represent a monastic order, not exactly a particular monastic order, but we are not told which monastic order or which religious institution of these Christian traditions or Christian denominations they follow. Not again denomination exactly, because the religions that existed at that point of time was a Roman Catholic church, and even the Catholic Christianity was the only Christianity that existed in England at that point of time. So it is safe to assume that these both are Catholics, and obviously Protestantism didn't come at that point of time. And also the main motto of Chaucer putting these characters is to show us the wickedness of some people who are affiliated with the church, and show us the hypocrisy that this church follows. And just when we look into these characters, it becomes really crystal clear of what is happening at that point of time, and also what exactly is Chaucer putting here to show us the society that he lived in. A summoner was there with us in that place that had a fair red cherubim's face, for sauce flame he was, with eyne nerve as hoot he was, and lecherous as a sparrow. With scarred brows, blake and piled beard, of his visage children were afraid. Right away we have to understand that Chaucer doesn't like this character at all. So right away we have mentioned that there is this man called as a summoner, who is kind of a red-faced fellow. He has this red hue on his face, and he is like a cherubim. Now here this is a negative connotation that is given to this summoner. And also we are told that this man has really an ugly face. He has this pimples on his face, his eyebrows are not correct, and also people would be scared. Like it is mentioned, children are scared at him. Children are literally scared at him. And also next we are also told that this man is lecherous as a sparrow. So what does this lecherous mean? It is a person who shows or has some sexual intent of pleasure. So this man right away we are told that he is not the kind of person that should be a religious man. This man is just like those monk and the friar, but he's more than that. As I've even mentioned in the characters of the monk and the friar, the religious characters are not allowed to have sexual relationships, but this guy, we are told that he has this sexual intent of pleasure. He has this wantonness in him. So Chaucer literally he villainizes this person. Not even villainizing, he is that kind of person. And Chaucer again tells that these kind of people existed at that point of time, and we'll look into more lines to just see how bad a person could be. There nas quicksilver, litages ne brimstone, boras, serious ne oil of tartar noon, ne ornament that would cleanse and bite, that him might helpen of his whelks white, nor of the knob sitting on his cheeks. Anything that this man applies, that doesn't work for him at all. Anything that might be any cosmetic available at that point of time, it wouldn't cure him from the pimples or those ugly looking features on his face. Nothing could cure him at all. And for to drunken soft wine red as blood, then would he speak and cry as if would, and when that he well drunken had the wine, then would he speak no word but Latin. Chaucer is seriously attacking this character. Chaucer is telling that he would drink this strong wine which is red as blood, and also this man, when he is really drunk, he would only speak in Latin. So this is again a funny reference that Chaucer gives over here, that drunken people can speak just only nonsense. They don't speak sane language. They only speak nonsense. And this is one of those descriptions of Samana that help us to realize that this man is really a bad guy. He is nowhere to be sympathetic at. A few terms had he, 2 or 3, that he had learned out of some decree. No wonder is he heard it all the day. Can eke a noven well how that ajay. Can Clepin wot as well as can the Pope. But whoso could in other thing him group, then had he spent all his philosophy, a quaestio quid iuris, would he cry. This man knows nothing at all. So he learned some ecclesiastical degree. So obviously he's a religious person. So he's entitled to read some books, and he has read some books, and that were written in Latin. Obviously at that point of time, the church books and all the religious books were written only in Latin, and the Latin was the official language of the church. So now this man obviously has read some Latin. Obviously he knew Latin, and this man would speak like 2 or 3 words all the day, 2 or 3 sentences. Obviously he knew 2 or 3 sentences as well as he read a lot. So obviously he knew 2 or 3 sentences, and the people who knew him really well, they all realize that this man doesn't know anything at all. Like the 2 or 3 lines he knows, and he just keeps on repeating them. Obviously then people also heard them all the day. The Latin phrase that we have, quaestio quid iuris, so this literally means the question is what part of the law applies. So again, this is a device used by Chaucer, just telling that law here literally means the ecclesiastical law, the religious law. Obviously this man didn't follow any sort of religious law. If he would have followed, he wouldn't be this kind of a man that he is. He wouldn't be that person. But why is he that person? He studied the law, but he doesn't know what the law is. So that is the point over here. And Chaucer is brilliant with his satires. He was a gentle harlot and a knight. A better fellow should men not find. He would suffer for a quart of wine. A good fellow to have his concubine. A 12-month and excuse him at full. Full privily a finch could he pull. In these lines we are told that this man is a nasty kind of fellow. He is one of the worst guys that Chaucer has ever met in this entourage. And also in the first line itself we are told that this man is a harlot as well as a kind one. So harlot is a rascal kind of fellow. So this guy is really nasty, but he's kind. So the contradiction that Chaucer makes in the same line, that he is a harlot as well as he is a kind one. So why is he harlot and why is a kind one? The harlot part, the rascal part is to be taken as a really serious one. So this guy is really a nasty one. So kind, why is he kind? So in the later lines we are told that this man, for a pint of wine or for a glass of wine or for some money, he would even leave his concubines to others. So he had his concubines. So again, this is again a violation of the religious law. But again, this man doesn't care about the law at all. Although he studied, but he doesn't care. So what he does? So he, for money, he leaves his concubines. So for this, he is termed as kind. So this is a kind of irony and satire that Chaucer uses over here. Just think about it. Leaving your concubine for 12 months. That means just he would rent her out. So this word of renting a woman, this is really inappropriate when we speak it in today's language. So obviously it is inappropriate. A woman shouldn't be rented. She isn't an object to rent. But here what we are told, this man is so gross and so nasty that even he would leave his concubines for money. That means he would rent out his concubines. Just imagine this person. If you give him a glass of wine, he would give you his concubines for 12 months, and he would again just leave you away. He wouldn't again harass you. So he knew how to just put these clever tricks around. If he found over a good fellow, he would teach him to have known of, in switch a cause of the archdeacon's curse. But if a man's soul were in his purse, for in his purse he should ye punished be. Purse is the archdeacon's hell, said he, but well I woot he lied right indeed. Of cursing ought each guilty man him dread. For curse will slee right as a zoiling Sabbath, and also war him of a sick significavit. Now we get to see the contrast between the good religious characters like Parson and also the bad religious characters like the Samana. So we are told that the Parson, he would also give his own money to his people if he would get something in excess. But this man called as a Samana, he would go to the nicest guy in the church and he would ask him to pay money. If he wouldn't pay money, he would just tell that, okay, I'll excommunicate you now. So he told that is archdeacon's hell. The purse is archdeacon's hell. So now you now just give the money to me, or you will get excommunicated for sure. And excommunication literally means ki throwing out of your church. And throwing out of your church, that doesn't mean ki just you won't go to the church, you will just sit in your home. That's not like that. In 1400s or in the 14th century, to be precise, excommunication literally means that you will be thrown out of your own community. You're thrown out of your village. You're now on your own. So you will literally die. So this excommunication itself is a big thing. So this is if somebody is excommunicated, he wouldn't be welcome to the society back again. So this summoner obviously knew all these things really well. So he just said, oh, if you don't pay me money, just I'll excommunicate you. So just be a good guy and just give me money. So I'll not excommunicate you at all. So this man is that kind of a nasty person. So just imagine this man and contrast him with the Parson, where Parson is a really good and really benevolent person who gives out his own money to people, and here he's looting people's money. In danger had he at his oven geese the young girls of the diocese, and knew her counsel, and was all her rede. A garland had he set upon his head, as great as it were for an awl stake. A buckler had he made him of a cake. In these lines, we are told that this man called as a summoner knew every secret of the young girls in his place. So in his area of jurisdiction. So just imagine, this man can literally blackmail anyone. We are just told that he goes to the nicest person in the church and just tells him that just pay me money or else I'll excommunicate you from this church and you will be obviously thrown out of the community. And now he knows every single girl's secrets too. So this man, we are just imagine how nasty this man can be. And we are also told that he has a garland in his neck, and also he has made a shield out of cake. So this is a physical description that Chaucer gives about this summoner. With him there rode a gentle pardoner of Roncesvalles, his friend and his compeer, that straight was common fro the court of Rome. Full loud he song, come hither, love to me. This summoner bar to him a stiff burden, was never trump of half so great a soon. Now we come to this character called as a pardoner, and Chaucer describes this pardoner as a person who is really a good friend of summoner. So now these two are nasty guys and these two are really good friends. So this makes obviously sense. The nasty guys make really good friends. Two nasty guys. And now we are told that this man called as a pardoner, he's from Roncesvalles. So Roncesvalles is a hospital of St. Mary's Roncesvalles in the Charing Cross in London. So this was a place where this pardoner was employed. And we are told that this man has come right from Rome. From obviously the Rome was a seat of the Catholic Church. This summoner and pardoner, both of these people really harmonize really well. So this pardoner used to sing this song, come hither, love to me. So this song he used to sing and this man used to harmonize him, and we are told that there was no sound greater than that. Now this again, Chaucer, he is at his best over here. Just think about that. These two wicked people, when they get together, there is no more wicked that could be done. These two are the most nastiest people that we will meet in this entourage. This pardoner had hair as yellow as wax, but smooth it hang as doth a strike of flex. By ounces hung his looks that he had, and therewith he his shoulders overspread. But thin it lay by colpens oon and oon, but who'd for jollity wearied he noon. For it was trussed up in his wallet. Him thought he rued all of the new jet, They shelve save his cap, he rude all bear, switch glare in, even had he as an hair. Chaucer now describes about this partner's hair. We are told that this man had hair as yellow as wax, and also it was very smooth, and it lay on his shoulders strand by strand. Now this man didn't wear a hood, so he wore a wallet, and also this man just thought that he rode the most elegantly or most in the most fashionable manner. And also he had this eyes as glaring as a hair. So now this again is Chaucer's masterpiece over here. This man's glare, again, this is a sexual connotation over here. So now what do hairs mean? Hairs, they breed like, we have this phrase in English, they breed like rabbits. So now we can just understand that there is a sexual connotation to his sparkling of his eyes. Now we are told that obviously in the starting lines even that he used to sing songs, come hither, love to me, and all. So these songs again he used to call girls to him. So the summoner and partner are not very different kind of persons. They are really good friends. Both are wicked, but both are also really very same kind of people. They have the same kind of mindset. A vernacle had he sewn upon his cap, his wallet before him in his lap, bread full of pardon, common from Rome all hoot, a voice he had as small as hath a goat. No beard had he, ne never should have, as smooth it was as it were late shave. I trove he was a gelding or a mare. We are already told that this man has already been to Rome, and now he has now just come from Rome. So in these lines we are told that this man in his backpack or the sack bag or the wallet that he had, in that he had all these souvenirs that he brought from Rome, all these relics, and also these things he showed to people that he's actually religious and all, but he is by definition a religious man, but by his actions he isn't a religious man by any religious logic at all. He now pardons people for their sins. Obviously they would tell their sins to him, so he would pardon them. And how he would be pardoning them? By taking money. Obviously this is again the same kind of thing that the friar follows, the monk follows, this summoner follows, and even in the end the partner follows. They literally loot people. We are also told that this man has a vernacle on his cap. So now what does a vernacle mean? So vernacle is a badge that is given to pilgrims who visit St. Peter's in Rome. So this man obviously has gone to Rome, so now he has received it. On this badge called as a vernacle, there is this image of Saint Veronica. So now who is Saint Veronica? Saint Veronica is a woman from the Bible. We are told that she gave her veil to Jesus Christ for him to wipe his forehead out of compassion when he was carrying the cross for the crucifixion. And when Jesus Christ gave back the veil to Saint Veronica, so now mysteriously his face appeared on the veil. Saint Veronica's tale was really famous at Chaucer's time, and her tale was always associated with hard work, compassion and all. Now just imagine Chaucer put Saint Veronica's imagery in this partner. A man who is totally opposite to Saint Veronica. He is not at all compassionate, he is not at all a good person, he is not at all hardworking, nothing. Now this is the greatest irony. And now he is showing off that he is actually compassionate, but he is not. This is the greatest kind of satire, or the kind of humor and the kind of wit and also the kind of irony that Chaucer uses. And we can just see that how he is portraying the religious symbols into this partner to show that this man is a nastiest person that you can meet. We are also told that this man had voice as low as a goat. Now this was really soft voice that he had. Now here goat again is a symbol for us to look at. Now just think of it. In Christianity, the devil or the Lucifer or the devil, that he's shown with the face of a goat. Now head of a goat. Now just imagine, just put that thing over here. What do we see? We just see that this man called as a partner has voice as low as a goat. That literally means that this man is so wicked that he had a face of a man, but his voice was that of a goat. So this voice was that of a devil. His voice was that of a demon. This man, we are told that he had a really clean shave, and Chaucer tells him that he was a eunuch or homosexual person. Now here Chaucer is getting into serious trouble. When you term a person, when you term a religious person as a eunuch or a homosexual person, now you are getting into serious trouble, because and again now again LGBTQ and the homosexuality is now legalized, but at that point of time it was illegal. If somebody was found to be homosexual, he would be sentenced to death. Now look at Chaucer over here. What is he doing? He's putting into these characters of a voice of a goat, and then he's telling that this man might be a eunuch or he might be a homosexual person. So all these things which are considered to be demon or considered to be really satanic kind of things, he's attributing these characteristics to this partner. Just imagine the kind of literary merit that Chaucer has. But of his craft fro Berwick into Ware, ne was there switch another partner, for in his mail he had a pillar bare, which that he said was Our Lady's veil. He said he had a gobbet of the sail that St. Peter had when he went upon the sea till Jesus Christ him hent. In these lines, Chaucer tells us that this man is a really renowned partner. From north to south, from Berwick to Ware. Berwick is a city in Northumberland, and Ware is a city in Hertfordshire. So Hertfordshire is in south of England, and Northumberland is in the north of England. Just imagine, just think about Chaucer's knowledge of places. He's telling that this man is known all over this place. He is really a good partner. Now this is again an irony, because he is a bad partner. We are told that this man had a pillowcase with him, and he told that he had this Our Lady's veil. So Our Lady's veil over here is Virgin Mary's veil, and he also tells that he has the sail of St. Peter. This again is a story from the Matthew, where St. Peter again goes to this Sea of Galilee with Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ walks on water. So now this is one of the miracles that is shown in the New Testament by Jesus Christ. Now Jesus Christ tells this man called as Peter to walk with him in the water. Now Peter comes obviously in the ship, and that ship has a sail. Now what happens is, first he gets into water, Peter gets into water, and he cannot walk. He just starts drowning into it. Now he calls upon Jesus, and Jesus comes to him, and Jesus tells him that you don't you have faith and all. He tells them that have faith in you can walk on water and all. So now even Peter could walk on water. Now Saint Peter, again we are told that in this Canterbury Tales, in the description of the partner, that this man had the sail that Saint Peter used. This sail is of the ship that Saint Peter came to this Sea of Galilee to walk on water with Jesus Christ. He had a cruse of laton full of stones, and in a glass he had pig's bones. But with these relics, when that he found a poor parson dwelling upon lawn, upon a day he got him more money than that the parson got in months twine. And thus with feigned flattery and japes, he made the person and the people his apes. Now this man has a laton cross with him. So laton is a bronze-like alloy, and with this laton cross he had also stones with him, and in another jar he had this pig's bones with him, and with these relics he made a lot of money. We are told that he made more money in a day than a parson could make in 2 months. Just imagine the kind of money that he has. Imagine the kind of wealth that he has. Now again, religious people are not to be having wealth. They should be donating it to people, but he, on the other hand, he is looting them. Just think about that. He is looting them with his flattery and all. He made people monkeys. Literally, he made all the priests, all the parsons, he made all these congregationalists as monkeys, as apes. He literally looked down upon them, and obviously he had a lot of money. So that actually makes sense. With money comes power. But truly to tell at last, he was in church a noble ecclesiast. Well could he read a lesson or a story, but alder beast he song an offertory. For well he wist when that song was sung, he most preach and well affile his tongue, to win silver as he full well could. Therefore he song the murally and loud. In these final lines that Chaucer describes about this partner, he tells that this man was a really good ecclesiast, and he knew all those songs really well, and of all those songs he used to sing the offertory, the song of offertory, really well. So what is an offertory? Offertory is an offering of fish and bread at the Eucharist. So what is now an Eucharist? Eucharist is a reenactment of the Last Supper that Jesus Christ had with his disciples. And while singing this song, he obviously knew he had to teach, he had to preach and all. So he did that really well, and one of his main goals was to earn money. So obviously to win silver, he loudly sang them, he merrily sang them, that people give him money for his really good songs and all. And obviously he was really good with those songs, and he sung them really loudly to gain more money. As I've been mentioning from the very starting video, from the introduction video, that Chaucer has a hidden agenda over here. He has this agenda. He has to show people that these kinds of people, like the friar, the monk, the summoner, the pardoner, these are not those kinds of people that you need to trust. You need to trust the people who are the parson, who is a ploughman. You have to trust those kind of people, not the summoner and pardoner. Now Chaucer is getting into serious troubles because people won't like these descriptions at all. People would be offended a lot. And just imagine if their descriptions are so vulgar. Just imagine how their stories will be, how their tales will be, how will be the summoner's tale, how will be the pardoner's tale. Chaucer's agenda also includes this political religious education, and this is where it kicks off. And also not again really early, but later in the 16th century we find Martin Luther, where he nails the 95 Theses into the Church of Wittenberg, and that kicks off Reformation, which is a big blow to the Catholic Church. And that literally changed the whole landscape of Europe as a whole. So now think about it. Chaucer already knew that something of this sort would happen as well. But Chaucer speaking about it itself is really remarkable, because he would be attacked for these kind of writing. But again, as I just mentioned, he uses this trick of being a journalist. Now, if somebody would come to him and just ask, where is this pardoner? Where is this summoner? Why did you write about them like this? So he would tell, I don't know about them. I just went to this pilgrimage. These two were in the entourage, and I just described them. They were like these people, but I didn't create them. So obviously Chaucer created them, but he, again, in the guise of being a journalist, now what he does is he escapes from this. This is a kind of intelligence that Chaucer has. Not only Chaucer, but also later Shakespeare and also Machiavelli will question this idea of trust. So now obviously Chaucer has here mentioned that you need not to trust people like the summoner, the pardoner, the people like the monk, the friar, all these people. Chaucer literally uses Juvenalian satire to attack them. And now even Machiavelli, in his treatise called as a Prince, what he describes that you needn't trust people. You shouldn't trust people when you need to get into power. Everybody is not trustworthy. That is what Machiavelli argues. And also when we come to Shakespeare, and even in Macbeth, Shakespeare argues that trust itself is really costly. And now trusting someone would lead, even could lead to your death. All these arguments that Machiavelli makes, and also these arguments that Shakespeare makes in his dramas, and many writers, many poets, many dramatists, many essays make later. So all these people were well versed with Chaucer. So obviously Chaucer again puts this idea of questioning the reality of trust. If you like this video, please don't hesitate to leave a like. If you have any doubts, put all your doubts in the comment box down below. I'll be reading all your comments. I'll be clearing all your doubts as well. And please don't forget to subscribe to Lit Critique. This is Padmanabh Reddy from Lit Critique signing off. Bye bye.